Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is the top 5 best easy gold flips that you can do in WoW today. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Coming in at number 1 we have the Enchanted Elementium bar. Now these Enchanted Elementium bars are crafted through the mining profession. You are able to obtain this recipe, so to speak, through the backring layer raid. And basically all you have to do is, once you get to Firemore, there is a goblin around the vicinity of his area. This is the person that will be dropping the blacksmithing pattern. Now, and this is the mob that will be dropping the mining or smelting pattern. You are only able to obtain this if you have the mining profession. This is a BOP item and you cannot sell it, unfortunately, on the auction house. But nonetheless, you are able to learn this and craft Enchanted Elementium bars. Now these are a classic type of item and they're used in a wide variety of ways in order to make gold. This is by using different types of materials from classics such as the Elementium ingots, which you can also get from this raid, and crafting them into Enchanted Elementium. Enchanted Elementium actually ranges from around about 5,000 to 10,000 gold each, and they cost next to nothing to craft. The flip rate on this is pretty damn good, and to be honest, the sell rate is not half bad at all. It is roughly around about the same sell rate as Whiptail is, as it's kind of like a medium-ish selling item, as this is still widely needed in the game in order to craft some specific types of weaponry and or some legendaries. Other than that, this smelting item is by far one of the best flips that I have known to date. Coming in at number 2, we have the Spirit of Harmony flip. Now, the Spirit of Harmony flip is by far one of my most favourite types of flips in the game, and that is by buying out Spirits of Harmony on the auction house and checking with the Spirit of Harmony vendor to see if it is worth it. Such as with the Worth It add-on, you can check to see if buying a Spirit of Harmony will net you in some profit. You can also use this basically to see if you can sell this on for additional gold. Now, using the Spirit of Harmony, you can buy it on my run for around about 50 gold, and to purchase Black Trillium ore you need 1 Spirit of Harmony. But the Black Trillium ore comes in stacks of 5 from that vendor, so it is 13 times by 5 for what it is worth, and then netting me around about 18 gold for 1 Spirit of Harmony, and obviously that can add up depending on your realm. As this is a high pop realm, it doesn't show that much of a profit, but on lower pop and medium pop realms, this is definitely a flip you should consider when trying to make some additional gold. Coming in number 3, we have an alchemist specific one, and that is the transmute of titanium bars. Now the transmute for titanium bars is relatively easy due to the fact that it is easily obtainable, the recipe, and you are able to sell this on relatively quickly. This comes at a faster sell rate than the Enchanted Elementium, but will still take a couple of weeks in order to sell on, so it's not immediate gold, but such as with most flips, it does take a little while to sell those types of items. Now you can use 8 Saronite bars and then craft that into 1 titanium bar. So if 8 Saronite bars cost less than the titanium bar, you are making a profit. And this is by far one of my most favourite ways in order to make quick gold with alchemy, and that is because it does not have a daily cooldown, the transmute titanium bars. With that being said, I find that this flip is relatively simple to do. It is mainly just gathering up a load of Saronite bars or smelting them if you have mining also, and then just crafting them into the titanium bars, then shoving them on the auction house. I find that at this moment in time in 8.3 that stacks of 5 of titanium bars sell faster. I'm not really too sure why, but stacks of 5 tend to sell faster than the rest. So kind of happy on the way things are going through that. And that being the case, let's move on to number 4. Coming in number 4 is one of the most easiest ones in order to do, and that is a tailoring specific one. This is the MOONCLOTH flip. Now the mooncloth fit requires you to gather up a load of fell cloth either from the auction house or by farming. A great farming location for fell cloth, just as a little side note, is Dire Mall. If you can run that for about an hour, you're going to get a decent amount of fell cloth to sell on the auction house or to craft it into mooncloth. Bear in mind that you will make more gold in the long run with mooncloth, but it takes a lot longer for it to sell as opposed to fell cloth. The only requirement you are needed is at least having level 300 in your tailoring, and that goes for your retail account, of course. The average on my round for the flipping module is roughly around about 111 gold for 2 fell cloth on the auction house, and then I can resell it for 6,857 gold, netting me for every 2 fell cloth I gather up around about 6,745 gold. Bear in mind that the sell rate does come into account to this, so do double check before you start doing this. This is one of the ones that you will have to double check the sell rates and see if it's a decent seller at all before you even do anything with it. Now, aside from that, you will need to be sat in a moonwell. This is easily done by going over to Darnassus or Darkshore, as those two places respectively have moonwells within them. This will be easier in order for you to do and be able to just craft them into the actual mooncloth. Other than that, let's get into number 5. For number 5 is by far one of my most favourite ones to do, because it's either a daily cooldown or a anything cooldown. It just depends on what you're willing to spend on this. Now, aside from that, it is the Living Steel Transmute. Now, the Living Steel Transmute can be done on a daily cooldown for either 6 trillion bars, and you can craft that into 1 living steel. Usually this costs a lot less, and people do the daily cooldown quite regularly. If you also have done your research with your alchemy, you can also have this thing called Riddle Steel, which will require you to have 3 Spirits of Harmony and 3 trillion bars, which will give you another load of living steel. This one can be done continuously as long as you've got 3 of each of those 2 things. Now, the only thing you need to know about this one is making sure that you have enough living steel to flow through, so to speak. So that being the case, you can craft this, but you will have to do the math. I will be adding this into the Worth It add-on in the future, and then you guys will be able to double check it overall. Other than that, guys, that is pretty much all I have to say for this video. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. Have an awesome day, guys, and I shall see you soon.